Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this does not work. Lordy. Dealing with DMV today, trying to get you, there's a new enhanced driver's license that you have to get starting October 1st of next year when you're flying. If you do not have that, you have to have your passport in order to be able to fly. So trying to get this thing taken care of and out of the way. And it's kind of ridiculous because my social security number is also my driver's license number. But you have to have your social security card in order to get the enhanced one. It's like, I haven't had my social security card since like I was a teenager. In DMV, you've got my social security number. So I got to go back home and actually get my tax return so that way it has my social security number on it. But anyway, be that as it may. So we have some good news. Let's put my camera here. Got some good news, at least on the injury front. Zack Martin is back to practice today. Amari Cooper is back at practice as well and looks good to go for this week. Xavier Woods is practicing as well, although it looks like being out will be, of course, Michael Gallup, which we expected. Antoine Woods is working out, but he's going to be probably ruled out today for actually playing. And Tyrone Crawford, who's dealing with bursitis, but it's getting better. So, we are getting healthier. These guys are working back, but I think that the team is actually erring more on the side of caution with the guys instead of rushing them back, knowing that we have some depth, that it's better let them heal up as much as possible before we put them back on the field, and we'll see how that works. So that's the good news that we have going into this weekend. Today is the big day for figuring out the game plan for the team for Sunday night, and tomorrow will be the travel day. Hopefully we can find a way to get a win in New Orleans. It's a big game. Let's face it. If New Orleans can get a victory here, that's huge for those guys because, beating the Cowboys and holding serve while Drew Brees is out. Once Drew Brees comes back, then that team is ready to really go on a roll. So for the Cowboys, it's important for us to actually still continue to play well, send a message to the NFL that, it wasn't a fluke what we've done thus far, and to kind of stay ahead of everybody else. You've got to have as many things as possible go right for your team, and you've got to get some victories where you weren't anticipating getting some. When you looked at the schedule, going in, that we were saying, okay, if we can go through the first 4 games with New Orleans on tap and end up being, 3-1, we would have said that's great. But now let's see if we can go beyond the expectations of being 3-1. 3-1 would be fantastic on the first 4 games. Don't get me wrong. I always put it that what you have to look at for football is you got to look at it as 4 quarters. Excuse me. And each of those quarters, in order to make the playoffs, you got to look at it and say, we need 10 wins or more. And so in each of the quarters, you need 2 of them where you're 3-1. And then the other 2, you can go 2-2. That gets you to 10 wins. So we've already gotten one of our 3-1 ones at least. If we can get another victory here, that just adds another little cushion. So that means then you can go 500 the rest of the way and still make the playoffs. Follow what I'm saying here? So this is where beating a New Orleans could be that you're beating them for playoff seeding. And that's the way you got to look at it. So hopefully, I got the wife that's sitting there, DMV, in line waiting, or not in line, sitting in a chair, waiting. Hopefully I can get back with the paperwork in time, that we can get these enhanced things done and I don't have to start all over, because literally, we waited an hour just to get a number. Frickin' DMV. I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope to see you guys tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, when we do our live stream talking about what else? The Dallas Cowboys versus the New Orleans Saints. See you soon.